Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Hagelin, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park, located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is another great day here in the Twin Cities, and I am so thankful to be here with you today, and I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. We have another great show for you today. I am so excited to have this gentleman on. His name is Mark Wilkening, and he's the executive director of Bridging, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering people to thrive in their homes by providing quality furniture and household goods for those pursuing housing stability. Through its dignified model of service, Bridging helps create safer, more comfortable living environments, which is especially crucial for seniors and those aging in place. Mark will be talking about the impact of meeting those basic needs and how their work is accomplished. He will also discuss Bridging's community partnerships, its commitment to sustainability, and how listeners can get involved through donations or volunteering to ensure that everyone in our community lives in a furnished home. So stay tuned to learn how Bridging is making a meaningful difference in the lives of Minnesotans one home at a time. All right, you'll enjoy listening to my conversation with Mark today. I want to thank all of you that leave us messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and of course, topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us at 612-999-3426. Now, you can also contact us on our website at livinghealthyradio.com. There you can find information about upcoming guests as well as listen to our previous shows, and we look forward to hearing from you. We are adding new listeners to the show each week, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our radio shows on the AM 950 radio website, and we can also be found on your favorite streaming service like iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and many others. And you can also watch our broadcast live on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio. If you have a question for us today, there are two ways to reach us. First, by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show engineer, Tom, will get your call in the air. Our phone number is 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. Or you can always directly text us your question at 612-999-3426. Now, don't worry if you missed our contact numbers. I'll repeat them throughout the show. All right. I am excited to welcome my guest for today's show, Mark Wilkening, Executive Director of Bridging. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here, Ken. It is appreciated.
This is great. I was telling you before the show, unfortunately, I've never heard of you guys.
That's all right. Many haven't. Many haven't.
But that's the whole purpose of the show is to help me become more informed. Now, I hope the audience gets something out of it. But I know for me, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I continue to find people like you and your organization that do absolutely amazing work for our communities. And again, I don't know about it. I'm sure my social work team knows about it, and other people in our organization. But yeah, that's why I just love meeting people like you who have been doing things and who have a passion for helping others. So I'm so looking forward to our show today. But first of all, the audience loves to learn about the person that's across the desk from me. Would you give us a little bit about your background?
You bet. Happy to. So I was born and raised in Minnesota, actually not too far from where this studio is. And I now have a 35-year career serving nonprofits in the Twin Cities. And the last 20, I've had the privilege of serving as executive director at 3 different organizations. I started my career with the YMCA for about the first 15 years, did everything you could possibly do in the YMCA, and I loved my introduction there through that organization to social service. In 2015, that's when I had the privilege of joining this amazing organization, Bridging. And I'm responsible for leading our strategic effort to serve more, better together. And I'm just so proud that Bridging is one stop on a person's journey as they are pursuing housing stability. And one of my favorite parts of my job is the people whom I'm privileged to work with, the staff, the volunteers, the clients, the donors, and the partners. As you mentioned earlier, it's an amazing community of people that are willing to give and serve, and that's what happens at Bridging.
That's fantastic. So I'm always curious. It sounds like you've been in this wonderful area of nonprofits. YMCA is great. I know several people that are there, and they do a great job. But how did you get connected to Bridging, though? So, I mean, again, like I say, not something that rolls off the tip of my tongue.
Sure.
But how did you get connected with them?
Well, so I'll even start before that, if it's okay.
No, please do.
When I left the Twin Cities here and went away to college, numbers came very easily to me, and I thought I was going to do something in math or banking, accounting, something numbers oriented. And while in school, I had the opportunity to volunteer at a lot of different social service organizations with that, and I fell in love with it. And when I graduated, still with my business economics major, I knew I wasn't going to go to a bank or a CPA firm or anything like that as well. So I created my own gap year, went out to Los Angeles, volunteered at a nonprofit, and when I came back to the Twin Cities to start my career, I knew that I had to do nonprofit work. Bridging there was another organization that I was serving at, and actually it was a recruiter that called who happened to be somebody that I knew, and get a lot of calls from recruiters about looking for candidates, not necessarily you, but somebody in your network that would be a good fit. So the person called. I got to admit, I wasn't really listening. They said some things, and I said, great, send me the information. I'll think about some folks and let you know if I think of anybody. And the person paused and said, no, I'm thinking about you. And so I said, what's the name of this organization again? And they said Bridging, and I'll get to our founder in a second. But I said, is that little old man still at that organization who is founder Fran Heitzman? And they said yes. And I decided to throw my name in as I learned more about the organization. And then I had the privilege on the final part of the interview to have 1 hour with the amazing man Fran, who I'll speak about in a second. And that sealed the deal for me. We connected. I heard his heart. I wanted to sit at his feet, and I wanted to serve the community like he had been doing for so many years with that. So they offered me the job. I took the job. It's been almost 10 years now, Ken.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. Well, tell us about Fran. I know that you've got him on your About Us on the website.
Yeah.
I want to encourage folks, if you're interested, bridging.org. So BRDGING.org, bridging.org. So you can follow along with us here on the website.
Absolutely. So it was 1987. Founder Fran Heitzman was an entrepreneur. He had sold a couple businesses, and actually he was working as a part-time maintenance person at Pax Christi Church here in Eden Prairie with that. And on a whim, a woman came up to him and said, we've got a piece of furniture that we no longer need. Could the church perhaps use it? And there wasn't a need for it at this church, but Fran was going to find a home for it. And he called a friend who worked in a social service organization and said, hey, can you use this? And the person said, oh my goodness, we can use as much furniture as you can get to help these people who are transitioning to to stability in their housing with that. So Fran, being in his entrepreneurial spirit, thought, there are these items that people no longer need. There are people that need those. Why don't we bridge this together? So out of Pax Christi, Bridging was born in 1987.
Wow. It's such an interesting story. I've got several stories of things happening in the church basement. That just
exactly.
People get together. That's why it's so valuable to get together. We're kind of called to be together because, like you said, people have things they don't need. People have things they need, and we're just trying to connect them. Yeah. And again, the bridging is a great way to do that.
It is, and it was born out of there. Father Tim, and unfortunately both Father Tim, who was the priest at the time, and Fran have passed away. But they ran it out of the church for a little bit, and then Father Tim didn't want to hold Fran back, and so they turned it into a separate 501c3 and bounced around to a few vacant warehouses in the Twin Cities area here, landed in Bloomington in 1997. That is one of our locations. And then we have another location in Roseville that started in 2006. So we currently have 2 locations, and I'm going to tease a little announcement a little bit later as we need to grow to meet the ever-increasing demand for our services.
Yeah. Between church basements and housing and garages of houses, that's where so much innovation develops over the years. And it's just people getting together and trying to come up with a good idea. Well, that's fantastic. We got about 40 seconds left in this segment here. So you started so 87 was when the company started, essentially, or the organization started.
Yep.
Okay, and then so as of today, you've got 2 locations. You're going to be opening up a third one. And so, what area of the Twin Cities do you guys cover?
We cover the whole 7-county Twin Cities area with that as well. So with locations in Roseville, with location in Bloomington, and then our soon-to-be location, which will be opening next month in March, is in Plymouth. We feel we have a very good handle on covering, again, the geographic area, and most of that is for the procurement needs of the furniture and housewares that we redistribute to those who are pursuing housing stability.
Okay, all right. We just are going to be running out of time here for the first segment. So stay with us, folks. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Mark Wilkening, the Executive Director of Bridging, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering people to thrive in their homes by providing quality furniture and household goods for those pursuing housing stability. If you have a question for Mark, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglund, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. We'll be right back.
Step into a world of financial empowerment with the Do Different Better show. I'll be your host, Elaine Rasmussen. Join me Sundays at noon on AM 950 as we do a deep dive into wealth education with topics like investing, real estate, and entrepreneurship. No nonsense, tell it like it is, keeping it 100 for everyday people like you. Tune in to get practical insights to rewrite your financial future. So each Sunday at noon, let's do different better. You can hear Do Different Better anytime on your favorite app. Learn more about me at socialimpactnow.com.
Hey, it's Patrick. February is the month for love, so when was the last time you gave your carpet the love and attention it deserves? Have you gotten down on your hands and knees and adored how clean and refreshed it was, or are you scared of what you might see or smell? Not only is your carpet one of the biggest investments in your home, but it's also the biggest air filter in your home. If your carpet hasn't been professionally cleaned, you are breathing unhealthy levels of nasty dirt, dander, bacteria, and germs that keep recirculating again and again and again. But lucky for you, my friends at Zero Res are going to spread the love to you and your home with their Love Your Rug special. Get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting for just $119 and get a 4th room free. But don't forget dirt and dander's favorite hiding place either, your air ducts. This month, take $75 off any air duct cleaning. Call Zero Res right now, 952-ZERO-RES, or go online to ZeroResMinnesota.com and say you want the AM 950 special. Back order forward, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Hi, I'm Peter Solak.
And I'm Adam Ostrowski.
We are here at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces to talk about the joy of live fire cooking. Cooking over a live fire is the oldest and most basic form of cooking.
What's new is in the way a fire is handled and its heat is managed.
It's easier to experience and enjoy the smell and taste of food cooked over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces sells and installs live fire grills, fire pits, and ovens. Let us help you experience the smell, the taste, the fun of cooking with fire.
Pizza was first made and is still best made in an open fire oven. The radiant and conductive heat of a live fire is unmatched for wood roasting and baking artisan breads too.
Come see the many ways you can cook over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces has over 35 working wood and gas units on display at the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis. More information at woodlandstoves.com. Find the fire that works for you. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
Hello, I'm Todd Mickelson, host of a Satellite View podcast. It's hard to find clarity or focus here on the ground with the fire hose of issues and events. We go up high and look back on Earth from a satellite view, where we can gain our bearings and learn from the past to shoot for a better future. And have fun and laughs along the way. Go to am950radio.com, click the program's link, and find a Satellite View with Todd Mickelson.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Mark Wilkening. What an amazing guy. I tell you, I'm just enjoying talking to him. What a great heart. He's the executive director of Bridging, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering people to thrive in their homes by providing quality furniture and household goods for those pursuing housing stability. And we're going to talk about the model of service that Bridging does here in a few minutes. But they really help create safer, more comfortable living environments, especially for those that are seniors or those people that are aging in place. And we're going to let you know how you can get involved through donations and volunteering to help support everyone in our community to ensure they live in a furnished home. If you have a question for Mark, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or you can text us at 612-999-3426. Mark, how can our listeners contact you and your organization if they have questions or would like more information?
Sure. I'll just give you 3 ways real quick, Ken. Our website is bridging.org, bridging.org. Our mainline phone number is 952-888-1105. And then our social media is at BridgingMN. So whether that is Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, we can be connected by at BridgingMN.
All right, fantastic. And a very nice website. Boy, I like, I was just going through the About Us timeline here from the time that Fran started the organization in 87, and just a lot of milestones and just the fact that you've served thousands and thousands of people. And let's talk about your model of service and kind of how you guys do things and who you serve.
You bet. It's a pretty unique model of service that somebody way before me figured it out, and we just try and keep it going. And our mantra kind of is serve more, better together. So what we do is we partner with 300 local social service organizations. Anything from the large ones that you've heard of Habitat for Humanity, Salvation Army, to even smaller, more local community development organizations. And those 300 organizations, we partner with about 2,000 social workers in those organizations who are working with these wonderful folks holistically. And a part of that is helping them find stable, secure housing. So when they find a place for these folks to live, most of the time they're coming out of situations where they don't have furniture. And they need furniture to make their house a home. So those social workers make an appointment on our online system, and they get to come in, the client gets to come in who they're working with, and select the items that are going to go into their home. And that's very crucial because we really believe in one of our organizational values is dignity. And it's not only treating people with dignity, but it's the dignity of the quality of the items that we have. So again, the social worker will make the appointment for the client on our system, and then they get to come into one of our 2 locations, and they get to select their items in our warehouse. They're paired up with at least 2 what we call professional shoppers. These are volunteers from the community. These are volunteers that walk around with these wonderful people and they help them pick the items. It can be incredibly overwhelming in about an hour and 15 minutes for you to pick out, here we go, your beds, your dressers, your upholstered items, your kitchen table and chairs, your dishes, your pots and pans, your linens, your wall hangings. Think about tonight when you go home, Ken, everything that you probably like me take for granted that's in your home and how long it took to collect those items, and those items are there. Well, that shopping experience for those whom we're privileged to serve is what we offer at Bridging, and it takes about an hour and 15 minutes. During COVID, we had to pivot a little bit, right? Because we were just talking about that. We're a direct service organization, we're an in-person organization, but we had to shut down for a while and figure things out. And one of the, the lemonade that came out of the lemons with that is that we figured out how to do virtual shopping. We still have about 85 to 90% of our appointments that are in person, meaning, again, they go to the warehouse, they select these items, and it's based on number of people in the household. That's how many items they receive. But we also have virtual shopping, and literally our professional shoppers take a tablet, they walk through the warehouse, they show up and down on the aisles of racking what the items are, and so the person can select. And it's a wonderful thing because maybe they don't have transportation to get to Bridging. Maybe childcare or something. Maybe they're just overwhelmed with going into a new place and meeting new people with that as well. So sometimes people actually even schedule those virtual appointments as well. And I do want to slip in here that it's a high volume of households that we are able to serve. I'm very proud since the early beginnings with Father Tim and Fran. We have served total more than 115,000 households in the Twin Cities community, Furnishing Homes with Hope, we like to call it. And in 2024 alone, we served 5,321 households, and there's about 14,000 people that make up those households here in the Twin Cities.
Wow. So over the course of the history, since inception, how many was that again?
115,000 households, which is more than 350,000 people.
I was going to say, yeah, right.
And just this past year, in 2024, it was 14,000 people, or 5,300 households. There is such a great need for people to access our services.
Wow. So we got about a minute left here. Can you give me a sense of the profile of the person that is in that transition or that situation? Are they coming out of things, or are they find themselves homeless, or what kind of would be a profile of the people that you're serving?
You bet. Yeah. So we ask, when they make the appointment, we ask for the primary reason for referral. And most of that is low income. 80% of the folks whom we're privileged to serve have a household income of under $20,000 a year. Also, refugee immigration, people that are transitioning out of incarceration or treatment, and also folks, mental health or physical disability issues that they are dealing with as well. So that's a whole variety of folks. And I can tell you, too, that last year, 62% of those who we were privileged to serve were homeless at some point at the previous 12 months.
Wow. That's that connected. That's soon. Wow. Okay. Boy. And many times these are families, right? I mean, it's not just
correct. Yeah, and we've actually seen the number of households continue to rise with that as well. We're up to close to 3 people per household is our average with that, which has gone up about 1/10 of a person in the past few years with that as well. And I also need to let you know that about 50% of those are children 17 and under that make up those households.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable, fantastic. All right, it's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Mark Wilkening, Executive Director of Bridging, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering people to thrive in their homes by providing quality furniture and household goods for those pursuing housing stability. If you have a question for Mark, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or you can text us your question at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Hageland, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
As farmers and ranchers, stewardship of the land comes naturally. Your work keeps our water clean, improves the soil, and enhances wildlife habitat. It also provides countless benefits, not just for you and your family, but for millions of Americans who depend on this region every day without even realizing it. Thank you for being stewards of America's prairie for all of us. Take a moment to find out how conservation pays. Visit conservationpays.org.
Hello, everyone. This is Becky McNatten
and Tara Martini,
hosts of Feels Out Loud. This Sunday at 9 a.m., we will talk about the concept of disconnection and explore how it impacts all of us, especially at this time of year. We will talk through how to promote connection, too.
We also want to hear your questions. Email us at comment@am950radio.com, and we may share your questions on the show.
This Sunday, grab your coffee, find a comfortable spot to relax, and tune in at 9 a.m. to live and share mental health with us together.
Hey everyone, this is longtime AM 950 host Ellie Krug. I'm thrilled to announce my brand new show, The Illegal Trans Woman, which takes advocacy for my community, transgender and gender variant people, up several big notches. The Illegal Trans Woman will feature interviews, commentary, and information aimed at pushing back against efforts to oppress trans and gender variant humans. Please tune in on Saturdays at 4 or wherever you go to get your podcasts. And do me a favor, share about the show. Thanks!
Next time on Philosophy Talk, liberty and justice for who?
According to classic British liberalism, people have the right to self-govern because we're born free, equal, and capable of rationality.
But that same liberalism was used to justify empire.
So how could a British pro-freedom philosophy end up taking freedom away from so many people, Josh?
What are you looking at me for?
Liberty and justice for who? Next time on Philosophy Talk.
Catch Philosophy Talk every Sunday morning at 8 on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Philip Anthony, host of the Downright Upright Show, airing right here on AM 950 radio, Saturdays at 5 p.m. Join me as I dive into captivating conversations with people from all walks of life. As a proud member of the LGBTQ community, I celebrate diversity and beyond with unique stories that make us fantabulous. Please join me every Saturday at 5 p.m. or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Progressive change doesn't just happen. It takes dedication and a lot of hard work. 25 years ago, the DataBank pioneered a new generation of software tools for progressive organizations here in Minnesota. Since then, thousands of organizations have used the DataBank to create progressive change. Today, the DataBank continues to help progressive organizations like AM 950. To have the DataBank help your organization build capacity and create more change, text CHANGE to 612-540-0500 or go to thedatabank.com. The DataBank, a quarter century of dedication and hard work for progressive organizations.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Tom Wetston. Morning snow today and a high of 23. Tonight, gradual clearing, but cold, low -2. And on Sunday, sunny, high 18. Catch Milo Imagines the World at Children's Theater Company, February 4th through March 9th. Hip-hop, pop, and country collide in an unforgettable musical adventure full of imagination and surprises. Learn more at childrenstheater.org.
Saturday, rest can wait.
Living healthy and aging well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is an amazing gentleman, Mark Wilkening, Executive Director of Bridging, a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to empowering people to thrive in their homes by providing quality furniture and household goods for those pursuing housing stability. Before we get back to our conversation with Mark, I want to mention to you this radio show is brought to you in part each week by the team at Minnesota Hospice. Minnesota Hospice is an independent, locally owned medical practice serving our Twin Cities communities with comprehensive end-of-life health care. The team at Minnesota Hospice provides patients and family members with award-winning end-of-life health care services. You may not be aware that hospice brings compassionate medical, social, emotional, and spiritual services right to your home with typically no cost to you or your loved ones. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. They are available to answer your questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a registered nurse standing by to take your call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, 952-898-1022. or simply visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. All right, let's return to our conversation with Mark. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Mark, how can our listeners contact you and your organization if they have questions or want more information or are looking to maybe volunteer or donate?
Yeah, that would be wonderful. We need all those things. So our website is bridging.org, bridging.org. Our mainline phone number that can answer a lot of your questions is 952-888-1105, and our social media is at bridgingmn.
All right. And do you have normal business hours on Monday through Friday, or
Monday through Friday? Yes.
Okay.
The phones 9 to 5 will be answered, and if somebody's on there, they'll be turned very promptly with that.
All right. And can they leave a message? It's a Saturday, so if people go, I want to make a...
Please call today, and we will get the message on Monday, we will get the answer to your question.
Fantastic. All right. Great. Well, let's talk more about how your services are delivered. I mean, this is just blowing my mind here. The amount of households and people you guys have served since you started this, and just what you did last year alone is amazing. I mean, that's quite the system you have.
And quite the system means quite the amazing team to be able to execute that system with that. There's a lot of logistics that's going on and a lot of love going on at the same time. So we have approximately 40 FTEs of staff, an amazing group of staff members who are hardworking, who are compassionate, empathetic, and stack hands on our vision. And then what's also wonderful about our organization is we have the most amazing group of volunteers. We offer both individual and group volunteers, but our individual volunteers are very operational to our model and how we execute things. Again, going through some statistics, last year these volunteers had 66,000 hours of service at Bridging, which is equivalent to about 32 FTEs. So that means I'd have to have 32 new staff members doing all the amazing work that these individuals are doing as well. I mentioned that we have individual opportunities to do to be a shopper, a professional shopper with them. We also need volunteers in the following areas: warehouse. We're loading and unloading trucks all the time with that as well. And this is all throughout our day at Bridging. We need volunteers in these time periods with that as well. We also have telephone people that are answering your questions. We have front desk people that are checking in the clients for their experience. We have in our warehouse, we have people that are going through all the wonderful items that are donated, and we have to sort them. We roll blankets. You can learn how to fold a fitted sheet if you come to Bridging, finally, and knock that off the list with that. That go through all these boxes and make sure that, and I should talk about this time, too, our quality standard with that. Again, out of the dignity of those that we're privileged to serve, we don't want your junk. Our litmus test for this, Ken, is that if you would go to your neighbor and say, "This used to be mine, would you like to have it?" If you're not willing to do that, then we don't need your item. You'll either have to recycle it somewhere or you throw it into the dump with that. So the quality standard is key. Also in the warehouse for volunteering, we have an electric shop. So our quality standard is high. So anything with an electric cord or a battery goes through our quality control. They're volunteers, and they know what they're doing in there. And they also are teaching people as well. So you don't have to be a former electrician to do that. We do the training, but they're making sure they're heating up every coffee maker. They're looking through every TV to make sure that it works with that as well, doing all those types of important things. And then the wood shop with that. We do want everything to be working and functional when it comes to Bridging, but sometimes there are mistakes or people don't know that it's not working, but we want to make sure that everything, again, is of quality. So we will do some small repairs in our wood shop. Again, all volunteers that are doing that, to make sure that the items are that table scratched up a little bit with that. We'll sand it down, we'll refinish it, and we'll make sure that it's very nice when it hits, again.
A drawer opens and closes.
A drawer opens and closes, a little wobbly leg, whatever it might be with that as well. So all those specific volunteer opportunities, and I have to at the same time to kind of weave in, we do ask for a regular shift from those folks, those individual volunteers, because there's a lot of information that keeps going on. Well, you can surmise that most of those are seniors who are our volunteers because they don't have that work schedule interfering with them volunteering at Bridging.
They are the best.
And they are. And here's the thing. For volunteering, it is community. We provide an opportunity for people to bring their passion, their skills, their experience for a purpose. One of my favorite parts of the day is coffee time, 10:30, depending on what location you're at. The volunteers gather for coffee just to connect, just to have that community. But these volunteers, they're not only just volunteering there, these also are a strong source of our donations of our furniture and housewares. They're also a strong source of the financial aspect of that as well. And then I want to talk real quick about group volunteerism. So in the afternoons, we do all of our client shopping in the morning. And in the afternoons, we have to load the trucks. We have to get things ready for the items for our clients. But we have group volunteers. And you come into our warehouse, and we give you a tour, help you understand a little bit more. We show very well. People can see it and understand what's happening with that. And then we put you to work with that. And again, you're not just, you can push papers and do a fundraising mailing if you want, but we're going to help, we're going to ask you to help us sort linens. We're going to ask you to load trucks, to do all those important things with that. And it makes me think when I'm talking about these group volunteers, our amazing founder used to greet every volunteer group that came in, Ken, and he would always end his conversation with this. He had a certain line that we use all the time in the organization. And he would look around that gathering of the volunteers and he would say, you know, when good people get together to do good things, then good things happen. And then he would add on, and at Bridging, there's good things happening every single day.
Yeah. Well, you're helping so many people out. I mean, I was just thinking, to get a bed, but not have any bedding or a blanket or sheets, or it's almost, I mean, you guys are doing the complete package.
That's it. We call it a foundational home setup with that.
Oh, okay.
And some of the things that we offer too is when people come in to get those items, we make sure that everybody gets a pillow. When I first came, we didn't have enough pillows to be able to give to everybody with that. So procurement is very key. The need is unfortunately always going to keep growing. Yeah. So our need to procure more items is really necessary. And you mentioned beds, and I have to make sure that I share, we do accept used mattresses and box springs with that. Now, they have to meet our quality standard with that as well, but they don't have to be like in a set. If you just have a queen mattress or if you just have a full box spring, that's okay. We'll put them together in the warehouse. Right. We'll make sure that it's a bed. But the dignity in having that bed and to having the linens and to having the pillow and everything like that. And again, you don't just get one set of sheets, because you and I, when our sheets need to go into the wash, right, we put them in the wash bin and get at them at some point, but right away we pull out of our drawer another set of sheets to put on. So again, we want to make sure that these folks are living very similar to the way that most of us are living.
Wow, that's great. We've got a couple of minutes here left in this segment. So do you have your own trucks then, or how I'm just curious about the logistics of how you get these wonderful donation gifts from people to the warehouse, and how you get them back out to then your clients' homes and locations?
Yes, thanks for asking that question with it. We have a fleet of 13 trucks that are going back and forth, and they're doing one of two things. They're either picking up the items from generous donors, or they're doing deliveries to our clients with that. So it's very important. I want to make sure that people know, and you can get on our website. We have, so our hours currently at our two locations for donation drop-off is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And Friday and Saturday, it's 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you can fight the snow today and still get over to one of our locations and drop off some items. And, of course, there's no charge. We do have a list, though. We do not take everything. So there's a list on our website, Donate Your Stuff, that you can go to. Click on that Donate tab, and it'll tell you all the items. And we work with those agencies and those social workers to develop these items. We focus on furniture and housewares with that. The second way you can get the items to us is a fee-based pickup, that we will go to your residence and we will pick up the items there as well. So it is a service that we offer. So there is a $150 charge because our team needs to get paid, our trucks and our insurance needs to be covered as well. But we can load up even our 26-foot truck if we need to get those items. So it's not based on a lot of the other pricing that happens for people with that as well. It's one singular fee of $150 for that.
Oh, it's not per item.
It's not per item like a lot of organizations have gone for.
Exactly.
A flat fee. Exactly.
Okay. Now, does the the donor who's providing this stuff, are they involved in moving, or does it? Do you have people that can help them move the?
So what we do is we will go to the garage, or we'll go to curbside with that as well. So the items do have to be accessible for our team to be able to retrieve them as well with that.
So in the garage or
curbside, or even a storage unit. We now go to storage units as well, and we can drive up there and we can get the items. Yes.
Okay. And then are your the reason I thought about bridging before you came here is I remember I was driving along and I saw this big truck that had great graphics on it. I took a picture of it and sent it to my colleague Nicole and said, "Hey, this looks like really cool. Go call these guys up here." And that's how we got a hold of you.
I love that story. That's our brand out in the community with that as well. And we're always looking for truck sponsorships with that. So if you want to brand your business with a great nonprofit organization that's driving miles and miles and miles across the Twin Cities, give me a call.
All right. It's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Mark Wilkening, Executive Director of Bridging. And it's a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering people to thrive in their homes by providing quality furniture and household goods for those pursuing housing stability. If you have a question for Mark, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Hageland, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Do it anyway, yeah. You crazy girl. Yeah, you got something. End-of-life decisions are not easy to make. Hi, I'm Mary T. of Mary T. Hospice Care. It's important to make sure that this difficult time is meaningful and comforting to you and your loved ones. Our hospice team provides an individualized program of physical, emotional, spiritual, and practical care so your loved one is comfortable and not in pain. At Mary T. Hospice, we understand that choosing the right hospice care provider can be overwhelming, but we're here to assist you. Learn more today at marytinc.com.
Hi, I'm Corey Wisco, president of the Wellshire. The Wellshire is a community that provides memory care to its residents, and we have a location in Bloomington and also another one that we just opened in Medina, Minnesota. But the big question is that why do people come to Wellshire? Many of the people coming to Wellshire are coming from other memory care communities where they maybe haven't received bathing. They've had problems taking medication or inconsistency with staffing. Wellshire has never used a temporary staff. We always have our own people, and it's those people that make the difference. We have always felt it's so important to have 24-hour nursing in the building. The other thing is you have to have an amazing activity team. Nobody employs more activity people than Wellshire. Our activities begin in the morning, go all the way through the evening, 7 days a week. So if you have a loved one that needs memory care, come visit WellshireMN.com and book a tour today.
I'm Rachel Schroman, owner of Schroman Law, and I believe you deserve information. Our firm offers free quarterly estate planning seminars at our office in St. Paul. At these seminars, you can learn the basics of estate planning from an attorney to help you determine which estate planning documents will meet your needs and goals in an efficient and cost-effective manner. You can learn more and register at our website, schromenlaw.com/events. That's SCHROMEN law.com/events.
Crooners is a classic supper club with a wide range of entertainment. Make your reservations for a parade of international, national, and local artists in the main stage showroom, the intimate Dunsmore Jazz Room, or outdoors at the seasonal Belvedere Under the Stars space. Or enjoy Maggie's Piano Lounge. Enjoy 4-star food and drinks with first-class supper club service. What are you waiting for? Go to croonersmn.com for more information and schedule. That's croonersmn.com.
Hi, I'm Bruce Klopfleisch. Join me every Sunday at 5 p.m. for Politics Matters. We'll talk about how civics, politics, and law affect you by highlighting a different topic each week. On this week's show, we cover the 7th and 8th Amendments to the Constitution, talk about Trump's advocating war crimes in Gaza, and the numerous lawsuits being filed by the fired federal workers. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. for Politics Matters with Bruce Klopfleisch to discover why government and civics matter. And podcast the show anytime on your favorite app.
All right, welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Mark Wilkening, Executive Director of Bridging, and he oversees a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering people to live and thrive in their homes by providing quality furniture and household goods for those pursuing housing stability. This is our last segment, folk, here. So if you have a question, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Mark, how can our listeners contact you and your organization if they have questions or want more information or are interested in volunteering or donating?
All that information is on our website, Ken, at bridging.org, bridging.org. Our mainline phone number, which is not open today, but leave a message. We'll get back to you on Monday, is 952-888-1105. And we would love for you to follow us, like us, post something on our social media at Bridging, BRIDGING,
Okay. And you have 2 current locations where all of the items and furniture are located, one in Bloomington and one in Roseville, so they're very convenient here in the Twin Cities. And exciting news is that you're going to be opening up a third one here in northern.
In Plymouth. It'll be opening in March, and that'll be a destination where folks like the other 2 warehouses can drop off their items. Okay. And then also we're going to have 13 brand new pickups. Our pickups are done by zip code. That's how we schedule the time for people. And with the addition, going out to that kind of more north and west area in the Twin Cities with that, we're going to be able to acquire more items that we can better meet the need for our services.
Right. And that's a growing area. I mean,
very much so. We're excited. We're very excited to be out there.
No, that's going to be great. So I'm just curious. So if a person, when they go to one of your locations, do you have racks of furniture? Is it like a Costco warehouse, or is it like a home home furnishings? I mean, I'm just curious what a person would experience when they walked into one of your locations.
It's more Costco than a furniture retailer store with that as well, because we shop 12 households each day out of each of our 2 locations right now. So we're serving 24 families a day, and we also believe in dignity of selection with that and dignity of choice with that. So it is exactly that same racking that you're going to find at Costco with that as well. But it's very organized, again, by upholstered, by dresser, by wood furniture with that. I think one of the compliments that we have is people walk in and they're amazed how nice it is inside, and then it's organized inside. And again, our quality inspection, we have people that are really caring for our items and setting up very nice that shows very well, which makes the selection easier for the people that are going to choose those items.
Yeah. No, that's just amazing. And the nice thing is you have a concierge service. So when someone comes in for an appointment, someone walks with them. Someone's helping them, because you say, it's taken us a lifetime to accumulate the things we have in our homes. They have an hour and a half, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And these are experienced shoppers. They have a shift a week with that. And then also in preparation for our clients to make it go a little bit more smoothly, we have them fill out a preference form. So in advance of their appointment, we ask them, do you prefer dark colors, light colors, patterns, in the paintings or the wall hangings, what kind of style are you looking for? So we ask a lot of questions to kind of get them thinking through the process and all the items of, do you want a table lamp, floor lamp, both, whatever it might be. So this preference form question also came out of COVID, and it's really helped facilitate a more expeditious and dignified experience.
Wow. That makes so much sense to have somebody walking with a person. And again, you can do this in person or you can do it virtually, right? So
Correct.
You said, okay.
Correct. Yep.
So for those who maybe have limited access or limited mobility, you can just, again, work with one of these concierge service people that you have.
Exactly.
And just do it over the computer or over a mobile device or whatever a person has access to.
Exactly.
Wow, yep. That's fantastic. We got 2 minutes left here. What do you want to leave us with, Mark?
Yeah, I just want to touch base real quick. We haven't talked a lot about, the sustainability as far as the reuse. Obviously, we believe in reuse. We estimate we keep about 14 tons of items out of the dump each year because of the services that we offer. We work very closely with cities, counties, municipalities, making sure that, again, we can do collections. So these items that are of use could go to somebody else and don't have to go and fill the dump with that as well. We always, at Bridging, we say we need 3 things with that. We need your stuff. So please go on our website, look at the items. There are some size restrictions. Note the quality restrictions. We don't take everything. There is a nice document there. If we don't take it, clothing with that and some other areas, large appliances, we will a document on there who might take that in the Twin Cities with that. So we need your items. Secondly, we need your volunteer time with that as well. Whether it's an individual setting or a group setting, you can get on the website. You can see all the different opportunities to make that happen. And obviously, we do need your financial resources. I will promote March 1st, our annual bed race for Bridging at Buck Hill. Grab a team of 4. We get queen mattresses donated from our title sponsor, Original Mattress Factory, and we cover them. And costume, your team of 4 goes down the tubing hill at Buck Hill. There are 3 different competitions. One is the race, it's bracket style. One is the costume competition, and my favorite one is the fundraising competition. Again, go to bridging.org, look for the bed race information. We hope to see you out in March 1st. With that, you can donate online. It is a one-of-a-kind event that is great. You do have to be 18 years or older to participate.
Okay.
Our goal is to raise $150,000 at this event. I believe it's our 27th or 28th this year.
Well, $150K to raise at the event, and it's at Buck Hill in
Burnsville,
Minnesota here, just
great
down
partners.
35. Yeah, wow. No, that's a great organization. So where would they find that on your website if it's an event?
Go to Get Involved, and then if you go to the Get Involved, the first item on there will say Bed Race for Bridging.
Bed Race for Bridging.
And all the information. There's some photos from last year. With that, it's a crazy good time. Surly's going to be out there. Chris Carr from K102 kind of gives a play-by-play as well. It's just an amazing event. So
there you go, K102. All right. Yeah, all right. Original Mattress Factory. Well, that's fantastic.
Original Mattress Factory is our title sponsor and amazing partners.
A lot of great organizations here. I'm looking at it right now, just that are supporting you. Just your marquee organizations in the Twin Cities. Well, that's great to see that they're also participating and supporting this.
That's the final ask. It's partnerships with that. Again, corporate partnerships. You can come on out. Check out Bridging. We show well. So much appreciate this time, Ken.
No, this is great, Mark. Thank you for being here on a Saturday. We sure appreciate it. All right, we're at the end of the show. I want to thank Mark Wilkening, Executive Director of Bridging, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering people to thrive in their homes by providing quality furniture and household goods for those pursuing housing stability. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation. You can reach us anytime by voice or text at 612-999-3426 or at livinghealthyradio.com. Join us again next Saturday at noon for another broadcast, and thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.